What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Chosen. I'm just out here messing around with Jenny. I noticed one of my Gold Strike uh, grip is just a tad loose. And so what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to take it back apart and adjust it and get her where she's supposed to be, because I don't like feeling like she's sliding. So I'm getting ready to fix that. But while I'm doing this, I just want to kind of talk to you a little bit about something that's been on my heart and on my mind recently. I do a lot of riding, a lot of going here and there, and I don't wear my, a lot of people call it cut. In other words, I don't wear my vest. Well, I wear my vest, but I don't have anything on my vest. As I was saying, I wear my vest, but I don't have anything on my vest. And so I am in the process of putting my vest together, so when I ride, I can represent myself. I'm kind of up in the air as to what I want, because I don't want just a plain vest, but I don't want to do what a lot of people do, and that's misrepresent. There's a common theme. I was in intelligence and still am associated with intelligence to a certain extent with my job. And what we deal with on some occasion is validation and identification and validation of people who are in security risk groups. And so there's a common theme among any security risk group, or what you would call gangs, and that is they don't like to see people misrepresent, or people what is commonly so-called is false claiming. And so I'm careful not to false claim. And so I want to make sure that if I'm wearing something on my vest, that is something that I have done, something I have experienced, something that's important to me because I've experienced. And so I'll just show you this. I'll show you. Okay, YouTube. This right here is a plain vest. I've been rocking this vest for a while. I love it. It's comfortable. It fits just like I like it to. It's not too large, and it's not. And I don't like them flapping. So it's a good vest. I love the vest. However, there's absolutely nothing on this vest. And so what I really want to do is put my vest together with things that are important to me. So in here, I've got to order my name tags, and I got to order some other stuff that are just preliminary. But anything that goes on my cut, anything that goes on my vest, it has to be something that I've accomplished. And I have several things that I've accomplished that were on my bucket list that I have accomplished, and so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to share some things with you. Let me share this with you. There are a couple things I've done. Now, there's one I won't even share with you right now. I'll share that at the end. Hold on. Let's do it like this. This right here. This right here was sponsored by the Marine Corps Reserves. It's a Toys for Tots patch that I got through charitable contributions and riding and benefit ride for Toys for Tots last December, and I really enjoyed it because this here is indicative of the work that we do out there on those roads. And that's why I try to tell people, when you see a line of bikes, 45, 50 bikes out there in a line and holding up traffic and keeping you from going wherever you feel like you're in a hurry to go, give us a little grace, give us a little patience, because 9 times out of 10, everybody in that line has paid a set amount to be able to ride in that ride, to be able to be a benefit to somebody who is less fortunate, whether it's a burned out family, whether it's somebody dealing with a tragedy, whether it's somebody dealing with illness, or somebody dealing with death, or one of our own that we want to support the family after we lose one of our own. And so we pay to ride in these benefit rides. And this one here is important to me because it keeps me mindful of that. It keeps me mindful that I have a purpose. It keeps me mindful that that I have to, that I have a responsibility to be out there, to be a part of things like that. This one here, I'm going to go ahead and show, because there's a common denominator in the other. There's four more. This right here, I'm not going to tell anyone what this is. I'm not going to share it on here. If you know, you know. And so I'm gonna leave it there. If you know, you know. But I'm gonna rock that as well. And so when you see me out there on that grind, when you see me, if you ask me about it, I'll gladly share what that means, where I got that from. I put it this way: I went through 4 modules of training in order to get that patch, and that patch is important because we did it. And it was a team effort. We got it done, and so I'll tell you what that right there is. And so, like I said, if you know it, baby. If you don't, ask me about it. I'll tell you. Don't ask me online. Ask me when you see me. That's my goal, for you to ask me that. So remember that. There's a common denominator in these last 4. Okay. The first one I'm going to share, and I'm going to share them in order of the way we did them. In 2024, I think it was, I met my brother, this guy, in Lake City, Florida, along with a few friends. We went up to Orlando. We stayed for a moment in Fort Lauderdale. The next day we got up, we rode out to Key West, and we went to mile marker 0. Mile marker 0. Myself, my brother riding a 2013 Goldwing, just like Jenny, and 1 Victory and 6 Harleys. And we took off and we went out there, we made that ride, and I was able to mark Key West and mile marker 0 off my bucket list. All right, so I'm putting this vest together now. Not now, they'll be put on there. In 2025, see, the group I ride with, they do an annual trip each year, around about the same time, around about June. But the next year, they went to Las Vegas. And I would have had to leave here, go 19 hours to Killeen, Texas, ride 19 hours from Killeen, or out to Las Vegas, back to Killeen, and back to North Carolina. It was a bit much for the time I had, and it would have been just too much for me with the amount of time that I had. And so my brother come here, the same brother, this guy, come here, and we went to and rode Tail the Dragon in 25, and I'm able to take Tail the Dragon off my bucket list. Tail the Dragon was a wonderful ride. You all know 318 curves and 11 miles, and it's a rite of passage for most riders. And so we were able to get that one done. I rode that dark side on Jenny, and I rode it 2 up because I had my wife with me. And so we were able to go and enjoy that. It was an outstanding experience, and one which I'm gonna take some friends up hopefully when it cools off. Slappy, if you're seeing this, we're gonna come up your way, because I got a couple friends here that want that experience, and so we're gonna ride up there and ride Tail the Dragon hopefully in the coming fall when it starts to get a little cooler. We're gonna take that ride, and so I was able to take that Tail the Dragon, baby, off my bucket list. All right, where we at? This one here was just done on this year, okay, and this here is Lorraine Hotel. And to the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. And so we made that ride. I made that ride with this brother right here. So I was able to take that ride, and we went to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis and had that experience. I was able to see everything we could see there, but we rode up. We stayed in Maggie Valley. We rode on out to 2 up, and then we met those same gentlemen, but this time it was 8 of them, so it was 10 of us this time. And after we left there, we went over to New Orleans, and I don't have any patches from New Orleans. All I have is memories, but those work too. And so we rode down to New Orleans, and as we were leaving New Orleans, after we was on Beale Street on one night, and the next night we were on Bourbon Street, baby. We were doing all the beach streets. And so once we got through there, we had in mind, since we were already that far away from home, away from North Carolina, we had in mind, as many of you know, the Saddle Sore Challenge, 1,000 miles in 24 hours. Let me share the story. I don't have any footage from that because on our way back, it started raining on us in Lake City, Florida. in Lake City, because we come back, we went through Alabama, so we come back through Biloxi, Mississippi, down through Alabama, through into Florida, hit Lake City, Florida, and the bottom falls out. We rode in the rain from Lake City back on 10, back to 295 outside Jacksonville, hit 95, come down through Brunswick, Georgia. It got worse. If that could happen, it did it. It got worse after we come through Brunswick, Georgia. Thunderstorms. We rested for a little while. We stopped. And we only stopped one time. We just had to adjust our speed because we were working with time at this point. We knew we could make the challenge if we just had the time. So we come all the way back. We left New Orleans at 4:30 in the morning. At 2 o'clock the next morning, Monday morning, we were in Lumberton, North Carolina. And when I looked at our GPS, we were about 30, we would have been about 30 miles short. Had we went ahead and come home straight from there, we would have come up short. And so we determined that we were not getting ready to do all that, go through all that, put our bodies through that, put our bikes through that, and not complete this challenge. And so what we did was we rode up to, jumped on 95, we rode to Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is in the opposite direction, turned back, got some gas at Gillespie Street, turned back around, and come back to Whiteville, North Carolina, which is down the street from where we live, from where I live, and we did our last fill up there, and from there, we achieved that goal.
All right.
And with that...
all right, Juju. So I transitioned from outside to inside because I really didn't want to do this outside because I don't want to mess anything up. But I was working on sharing with you that the last accomplishment, a bucket list item that was done, and it's official. I have it in hand. The last bucket list item. I didn't want to open this outside because it has documentation inside. I want to be sitting inside at the table. But let me share this with you as well. It may have been a challenge from a brother and I to get this accomplishment and to make this happen. But I think I challenged. Let me see what his name is. Who my reviewer was. It seems it was a Mr. Michael Kneebone. Who did my certification. And I think I challenged Mr. Kneebone as well because on the way back, and I know GoPro is outstanding. I love it. I love GoPro. It's just the simplicity of the editing and the way I've been able to figure this out. And so I know it's an action camera. I know to a certain extent it's water resistant, but I don't know how waterproof it is. Because moisture got inside the housing for the battery and the SD card and corrupted my SD card. So therefore, that's why I have no video footage for this challenge. And with that, moisture also got about 5 of my 9 receipts. And I'm glad I took my photos. And so I had to do a little extra documentation as I was preparing to get my certification done. So I had to do a little bit of extra documentation to make sure that they could follow it and without telling me that it was not going to be possible to vet my information and get my certification. So although I was challenged to do the challenge, I think I challenged Mr. Kneebone on the certification too. And so this is where we are. And so I'm going to open this now and we are going to see this thing together. All right. And so my brother has already received his. He received his a week ago, even though I had put mine in a few days before he did because his documentation was clear. He was able to get his certification a little earlier than I. And so let's just do this. And so I'm going to take a look here, and we're going to go through this thing together. I remember the day that Tank opened his. I think he got his back in March after Gold Wings and Glizzy's. He utilized Gold Wings and Glizzy's travel and was able to get his certification. And so that's what it's all about. You have to think this thing out. And so sometimes you don't have to just start afresh. You can just go, if you have a trip planned already, you can just make it happen during that trip. And that's what we did. And so in this, it says certification of accomplishment enclosed. And so in this is, that's just the envelope, but they also have, in the envelope, they have 2 Oh, two. U.S. Postal Service's envelopes. And so I'm going to see what's in these. I know I ordered the full package, the 55. I didn't see a need for to purchase the next level for the, well, I got it anyway. I got the license plate placard. It comes with that. I'm trying to make sure you guys are with me. All right. I know it's kind of busy on my shirt. All right, so I have that. What else I have in this envelope? In this envelope as well, this was empty. And so in this envelope as well, I have the Iron Butt Association, sticker. And that's what I'm looking for. Two of them, actually. Two stickers. It says Iron Butt Association, 1,000 miles saddle sore. Well, saddle sore 1,000 in 24 hours. So I have that sticker. I have the Iron Butt Association, the world's toughest motorcycle riders sticker. But this here is what I was looking for right here. Something to go on this is the final, the last, not the final, but the last bucket list item that has been received to date. But believe me, this is not the last bucket list item that will be achieved, because I have some other things on the horizon. And so those are the four things that come in one of those, and it says it's the full package. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And then this should be the certification, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not mistaken. Okay, and so I have here the certification. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. We may as well. You see, I have my glasses on. I look smart. I know I look smart. Iron Butt Association, 1,000 miles in 24 hours. This is certified on the 14th day of June, 2026. Franklin Graham rode a 2013 Gold Wing F6B, a total of 1,016 grueling miles. You don't know the half. In less than 24 hours, starting in New Orleans, Louisiana, continuing on to Biloxi, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, Jacksonville, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Florence, Fayetteville, North Carolina, and ended in Whiteville, North Carolina, successfully completing the saddle sore 1,000. Yes, sir. And so that's where we have a baby. We got her. We got official. We got certified. That's what I'm talking about right there. And so it gives, we're among the ranks of of the finishers. And ours looks to be in here. There's some folk who have completed it, and with some pretty impressive miles. All right. And then they have my Iron Butt Association number and my password. That's so I can go to the Iron Butt Association store and purchase some T-shirts and sweatshirts and stickers and things of that nature. And so people, this is what it's all about. It's about making sure that if you have something you want to do, that you go ahead and just get out there and do it. You can't wait on anybody else to do it. You can't let nobody else tell you, hold up, wait for me. I have friends who have said that's something I always wanted to do, but have never called me and said, hey, G, hey, Chosen, let's just get out there and do it. And so my brother, he was down, he was game, which he always is. Anytime we come up with something we want to do, we just go ahead and go for it, even if we have to do it by ourselves, because that's just how we were raised. We were raised to if you want something, you got to go get it. And so I thank you two for riding along with me. And so what I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close this out. But that's the last one to date. And so now I can start putting this vest together. And so when I throw it on, you'll see it. But I have all my stuff on by the time I don't do nothing until I have it right. And so when I got it right, I'll be out there to show you. I'm not a person for titles and accolades. But but the accomplishments I'm doing, I just want people to know that you don't have to have a group to accomplish the things you want to accomplish in life. You don't have to have someone else to go with you to get done what you want to get done. Because if you wait for other people, you never get anything done. So YouTube, we love you. We appreciate you. I'm going to zip some a little follow up here. I think we're going to look at my two-wheel journey and the evolution of Jenny on the end of this. And so stick around, just go with it with me. All right. Peace. Love you. If you like the video, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get the next view, baby. This been your boy.